Hi, Genderqueer chat. Happy Tuesday. It's Jay. Sorry, Stacy. I'm bogarting your day again. Anyway, this week's topic is basically Joe is doing a presentation for their school, I guess. And by the way, I hope it went really well. But they were presenting to 9th graders, 14-year-olds, basically about gender. And our topic this week was to kind of explain the 101 of genderqueer as if we were talking to a bunch of 14-year-olds. And I don't really know any 14-year-olds, so kind of had a little trouble with this. But I think I can sort of remember when I was 14, and I think I would get most of it. But if I were to explain genderqueer to 14-year-olds, I guess I would talk about a few different things. Biological sex, what genitalia you're born with, and then your gender expression, how you portray your gender to other people, your gender identity, how you think about your gender, how you identify personally, and I guess your sexuality or who you're attracted to. Because I think often a lot of those things get confused with each other. So it's important to kind of explain it to help better understand the difference between them. But genderqueer is an umbrella term. It basically encompasses everybody who doesn't identify as male or female. So anybody whose gender identity, how they think about their gender, falls in that gray area or that continuum between male being one extreme and female being the other extreme. Now, there are people who fall outside of that continuum who don't identify with either gender, people who kind of identify as a third gender, also off the gender spectrum, so to speak. But when I was thinking about how to explain this topic, I actually started watching Joe's video and stopped because they were doing a really great job of explaining it, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to copy everything that they say. I need to stop watching so I can come up with an original idea. So I think a few years ago, I believe their name was Sam, but they did a genderqueer chat talk about gender gumbies. And I've seen a few of these floating around the internet. And the one that I've found that I really kind of like, because I feel like it does a really good job of sort of giving a visual representation of the gender spectrum and the vastness to how people can identify. And this also breaks down gender identity, gender expression, biological sex, and who you're attracted to. And I tried to print this out so I could have little visual aid and show everybody, but I had problems with my printer, so I'm going to flip the camera around so you can look at my monitor here and see what I'm talking about. And we'll go through it, I guess. The camera refocus here. Okay, so this is the Genderbread Person version 2.0, and I found this on a website called the itspronouncedmetrosexual.com. And I guess this is a person who blogs about gender and sexuality and all sorts of stuff, and I found some interesting stuff on their site. But as you can see over here, this is the genderbread person, and we have identity, who you're attracted to, your expression, and your sex. So on this side, they have kind of these lines that sort of you can use to plot where you fit in on the gender spectrum with your gender expression, your biological sex, and who you're attracted to. So the easy part is, I guess, the biological sex, you know, that's pretty much the parts you have. Your chromosomes, your XY, your XX, your mix of those, whatever. And they also have asexual here, which I guess I don't totally understand how the asexual plots into this, but I'm assuming, you know, if you're an intersex person, you would kind of fall more into that category, like how they have the intersex plot right here. And then they have male, female, and kind of where you fall on that line. But that's basically your parts, what you're born with, you know, boy, girl, in the physical sense of the term. Gender identity, how you think about your gender. And we have non-gendered, womanness, and manness. And you could basically plot anywhere on here, and there's an infinite number of possibilities. And it can move around. You know, I'm refer to myself as gender fluid, and this bounces all over the place where it plots on this line here, this graph. Gender expression, you know, again, this is just how you portray yourself to other people. You know, what clothes you wear, how you want other people to see you. And attracted to, gay, straight, pansexual, asexual, bisexual. Again, an infinite number of possibilities, combinations. But I think this is a great kind of look at the vastness at which different people can identify or do identify in terms of gender. And it kind of draws a line between, sorry, I'm having trouble placing the camera, sexuality, biological sex, and, you know, your gender expression and your gender identity. So I'll put a link to that down below, and you can take a look at it, use it as an exercise, plot where you fit in. But that's what I got. I hope everybody has a great week. I don't think we have a bonus question, but if we do, I'm sorry I missed it. And I'll see y'all next week. Much love.